Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In today's lecture, we'll discuss one of the most important topics in economics, inflation. In this video, we'll take a comprehensive look at inflation, one of the most important concepts in economics. We'll cover what inflation is, its types, causes, effects, and how it can be controlled. In this lecture, you'll learn what inflation is and how it is measured, types of inflation, demand pull, cost push, etc., major causes and effects of inflation, how governments and central banks control inflation, why moderate inflation is necessary for growth. Whether you're a student, teacher, or exam candidate, this video will help you clearly understand the concept of inflation with simple explanations and examples. So let's get started. Introduction. Inflation is one of the most important concepts in economics. It refers to the sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services, meaning the purchasing power of money declines. Definition. Economists define inflation as a persistent and appreciable rise in the general level of prices. For example, if prices of everyday items such as food, clothing, and fuel continuously increase, the economy is experiencing inflation. In other words, when the prices of food, clothing, fuel, and other essentials keep increasing over months or years, that's inflation. Measurement of inflation. Inflation is commonly measured using price indices, such as Consumer Price Index, CPI, measures the average change in prices of goods and services commonly used by households. Wholesale Price Index, WPI, tracks changes in the prices of goods traded in bulk at the wholesale level. GDP Deflator reflects changes in the overall price level of all goods and services included in GDP. The inflation rate is calculated as inflation rate, CPI in current year, CPI in previous year, x 100 CPI in previous year. Types of inflation. There are several types of inflation, classified according to speed, causes, and scope. A. Based on speed. 1. Creeping or mild inflation. Slow increase in prices 1 to 3% per year. 2. Walking inflation. Moderate rise 3 to 10% per year, SARS. Galloping inflation. Rapid increase 10 to 20% or more. 4. Hyperinflation. Extremely high and uncontrollable inflation. Prices rise every hour or day. For example, Germany in the 1920s, Zimbabwe in the 2000s. B. Based on causes. 1. Demand pull inflation, caused by excessive demand for goods and services compared to supply. 2. Cost push inflation, results from rising production costs such as wages and raw materials. 3. Imported inflation, due to higher prices of imported goods. Structural inflation, caused by structural rigidities or inefficiencies in the economy. C. Based on scope. 1. Open inflation, when prices rise openly without government control. 2. Suppressed inflation, when prices are controlled by government policies but inflationary pressures remain. Causes of inflation. Key causes include excess demand in the economy, rising wages and production costs, increase in money supply by the central bank, high taxes or deficit financing by the government, global supply chain disruptions or import price shocks. Effects of inflation. AA. On consumers, reduces purchasing power, discourages savings. B. On producers, may benefit producers initially through higher profits, creates uncertainty in investment decisions. C. On debtors and creditors, debtors gain repay loans with cheaper money. Creditors lose, money repaid has less value. D. On the economy, distorts income distribution, encourages speculation and reduces savings. If moderate, may stimulate production. If high, causes instability. Control of inflation. Governments and central banks use monetary, fiscal, and direct measures to control inflation. A. Monetary measures by central bank. Increasing interest rates, reducing money supply, increasing reserve requirements. B. Fiscal measures by government, reducing public expenditure, increasing taxes, avoiding deficit financing. C. Direct measures, price controls, rationing of essential goods, encouraging savings and productivity. Now we conclude that inflation is a double-edged sword. It is a complex economic phenomenon that affects everyone: consumers, producers, investors, and policymakers. While moderate inflation is a sign of economic growth, high or uncontrolled inflation can damage economic stability and living standards. That's why maintaining price stability through sound monetary and fiscal policies is one of the primary objectives of every government and central bank. It is one of the key goals of every government and central bank.
Today we concluded our insightful lecture on inflation. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos where we'll break down essential topics in economics, banking, and finance, making them simple and accessible. If you found our content valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Remember to hit the bell icon to catch our next lecture. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.